I've also received reports in the last hour of people allied with the protesters assaulting RCMP officers.
Unfortunately, it was a relatively minor collision, but a confrontation which led to an assault took place as a direct result of that collision.
And that was an assault on an RCMP officer?
No, that was an assault between the two civilians, between a protester and a civilian.
So Jason Kenney's statement was not true at the press release?
I can tell you what I just told you, sir.
Okay.
But what Jason Kenney said yesterday is not okay. And it's time to answer. It's time to answer. And we just as people want our freedoms back. And we're here to stay until that happens.
And frankly, it is not helpful to be running confusing and aggressive narratives against people without having all of the evidence.
Sidney Fazard and K2 here with Rebel News. Now, guys, there was a report yesterday from Jason Kenney himself claiming that an RCMP officer was assaulted at one of the police barriers on its way to Coutts.
I've also received reports in the last hour of people allied with the protesters assaulting RCMP officers, including in one instance trying to ram members of the RCMP, later leading to a collision with a civilian vehicle in the area. This kind of conduct is totally unacceptable.
Now, that individual was named by the Western Standard, and we actually caught up with an individual who was at the scene of the crime, so to speak, even though there wasn't actually any crime. But Kian would know more. He was actually there. Do you want to fill us in?
Yes, so there is a eyewitness behind the blockade who reached out to me, and he was speaking with the two officers who were there who said that there was no assault, and we have an update from him from behind the scene at the checkpoint. As well, we have Chad Williamson willing to do an update on this scene as well.
He said, number one, that us as the protesters rammed RCMP vehicles, as well as that there was an assault on an officer, RCMP officer. When I heard that, I grabbed my phone, thank goodness for technology, showed the RCMP officers what he said. We're all in agreement. Sergeant Henderson's been awesome to work with, been working up, trying to get a statement from the RCMP. Nothing has yet happened. And we're here to tell the true story. We've been here since 10:30 in the morning yesterday, watching everything from that point and that point the whole day. We stood right here watching the barricade as there's as two vehicles were apart. They snuck through, and actually the police let them through. It's been a peaceful protest this whole time. So proud of it. But what Jason Kenney said yesterday is not okay. And it's time to answer. It's time to answer. And we just as people want our freedoms back, and we're here to stay.